Oklahoma City Thunder are back at home Friday night, and this feels like a get right game for them. They're 57 and 16, still the best team in the West, but coming off a rough loss to Boston, and you know this team is going to respond. Meanwhile, the Chicago Bulls come in struggling, 29-43 on the season, and they've dropped three straight road games. So this sets up exactly what you would expect an elite contender versus a team still trying to find that consistency. We can start with OKC in their current form. They're 9-1 in their last 10 games, winning consistently, dominating defensively. They're only allowing 106 points per game during that stretch, and that's championship level defense. Now compare that to Chicago. They're 4-6 in their last 10. Here's the problem for them. They're giving up 125 points per game. That's not just bad. That's bottom tier defense in today's NBA. And so, yeah, I feel like the Bulls can score, but they can't really get a stop on anybody. The matchup stats that matter for this, OKC is shooting 48% from the field this season. Chicago allows nearly 48% as well, and that's already a favorable matchup for them. But here's really what flips the script for the Bulls. The Bulls are shooting 46.9% currently. OKC holds opponents just to 43.5%. That's going to be elite. And that gap right there, that's the difference between a contender and a team kind of trying to fight for relevancy. And it really starts with SGA, nearly 30 in his last 10 games here. After a quieter game against Boston, I feel like he can still bounce back in this type of game. And on Josh Giddey, he's averaging, I believe, 17, 9, and 8. I mean, clearly near a triple-double every single night. So there's going to definitely be that motivation facing his former team. Keep an eye on also Matas Buzelis, 20 points per night over his last 10 games, quietly becoming a real scoring threat. And for OKC, I feel like Jared McCain continues to be that spark for us. He dropped 20 in the last matchup versus Chicago, and his role has grown since that game. So I expect a nice game for him. X factors for me, for OKC, it's going to be defense and pace. They got to come out early, get this game out of hand as quickly as possible. For Chicago, it's going to be shot making, especially corner shooters. We saw what Boston did to the Thunder, and because we know that they can score, but can they string together enough stops? That's really going to be the question for them. And injuries, OKC is pretty much clean outside of Thomas Sorber, but Chicago, they do have multiple rotation guys, and they already lack depth. So that could really show in this type of matchup. I feel like keys to this type of game for the Thunder, force those turnovers. That's what they do best. Push the tempo, let SGA control everything offensively. And for the Bulls, they have to shoot well from the three-point line, slow down the game. And OKC, if they don't come out with that urgency, they've really got to capitalize on that. That's really going to give them the best chance for a game like this. My prediction for this game, it's going to be a statement bounce back game for the Thunder. I mean, you're coming off a loss, you're back at home, you're facing a team that's struggling defensively, and all of those are pretty dangerous combinations. And Chicago just doesn't have the defensive tools to really handle SGA going downhill. That's pretty much going to be the downfall for them, I feel like. OKC's ball movement, their transition attack, I've got the Thunder winning this pretty comfortably. I'd probably say 115 to 104, at least, around that, or even 118 to 106, something around that range. This could be one of those games where OKC reminds everyone exactly who they are. Obviously, against a more hampered Bulls team, but hope you guys enjoyed this quick little recap, and I'll have more out for you guys here shortly. Peace out.